Firstly, how are you after last week?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good. So, light day today, but we've got an extended break this week, and I'll look to build up in the coming days and main train later in the week.
Frustrating, I guess, to have to sit one out for something like that.
Yeah, it was, because prior to lunchtime I was actually feeling really good and fully prepared to play, and something just came out of the blue really quickly. But in the state that I was in when the teams were handed in, there was no way that I could play.
Wasn't the fish terrain or something at the MCG? Or?
Well, the rabbit, wasn't it?
Rabbit,
yeah. No, I tried to find all the excuses, but I think it was just a virus that came on, and feeling better now, which is the main thing.
Watching from the sidelines, what are some of the positives you've seen last weekend in recent weeks?
Hard to watch. I was watching on my phone in a hospital bed, but look, the positives were we fought it out and we stayed in a game in hostile environment against a team that is one of the in-forward teams in the competition, and the boys showed tremendous fight to get back into it. Still plenty of areas that we need to work on and address, and we're going to work on that. We're still working as hard as ever Monday to Friday, and we're hoping that bit by bit we can turn it, and that's what we need to do, and we're going to work on that this week.
Taking on a side in a similar position to you, does that give you any confidence at all?
Oh, look, we prepare the same every week, and they're probably similar. They play some good football at times as well. Unfortunately, haven't been on the receiving end of the wins, but we'll prepare for Carlton in the same manner that we prepared for Port Adelaide.
A whole lot of noise outside the club. It seems like everyone has an opinion on what's going wrong, whether it be David King or Wayne Carey. Is that noise getting inside the club at all? Are you feeling that at all, or are you able to block that out?
Oh, look, you hear it, but like I said, we've just got to go to work on it. We're down the bottom of the ladder at the moment, and probably easy target, and people are going to have their opinion. That's fine, but we need to make sure we can control what we can control, and that's keeping the enthusiasm up, the energy up, being positive around here. Got a young loose. We need to encourage them to stay focused on the task Monday to Friday and give ourselves a really good opportunity to perform come game day. And we've done that in patches, and we also haven't done that in patches. So to get consistency in that, and then hopefully that'll result in turning some losses into wins.
Does it particularly hurt when it's, club legends giving you a whack? Blokes who won 2 flags.
They're in the media now, so that's their job, I guess. But we know exactly what we're doing here in terms of how we're going about it and the work that we're putting in. And like I said, you've just got to grind it out sometimes and hope that it can turn. And we know that it will turn because we've been in this situation before and we've come through the other side. And like I said, a really young list. Our job as senior guys is to make sure that they're enthusiastic and they stay positive and upbeat, because when you lose that, then you probably do tear away at the essence of what you're trying to do. So really positive at the moment in terms of the way that we're preparing, and we need to make sure we do that this week and give ourselves another opportunity.
I know it's easier said than done, but a good month puts you back on track, because it is such a tight season, and that works to your favour. What is possible for the Kangaroos this season, do you think?
Oh, look, I'm not sure what's possible, but what I know is that it can turn quickly, and I also know you're never going as well as you are, especially when we were 9-0 a couple of years ago, and you're never going as poorly as you are. And we were 0-5 a couple of years ago and still got a lot out of that season. So we're looking to do the same thing, but you don't really get caught up in what the next month will look like. We need to worry about what this week looks like and what happens on Sunday.
Brad Scott's been copping a lot of pressure. How much is it on him and how much on the players?
Well, I mean, as coach, you're probably going to receive some pressure, aren't you? But as players, we're the ones out there and need to do the job. And as senior guys, we bear that responsibility as well, because it's our job to make sure we get out there on the weekend and perform. And we've shown in the past that we've been able to do that, and a brand of footy that stacks up. And we just need to show that more consistency at the moment in games, and the players will bear that responsibility, but I'm sure Brad does as well, because we're all in this together, and everyone shares the responsibility of where we're at the moment.
Brad Scott last night spoke about the pressure just not being there, and it can be an effort thing in terms of structurally as well. Is that the case with the players?
We know that our pressure's not where it needs to be. We were the best pressure side in the competition at the start of last year, so we know what that looks like. Probably leads into your question before, that the players are very clear on what it looks like and what needs to be done. It's up to us to do that more. well, he said it can be part effort. He said it's more structure from his comments last night. So we know what that looks like.
In terms of that centre bounce stuff, is that the key to that? Because it seems like that's been part of the issue.
No, I think the pressure's probably more around the ground. The structure we've spoken about at centre bounce last week, because clearly you don't want to give an opposition a head start like that, which we've been doing at times, and that's both inside the centre square and also how we're setting up outside the centre square. And we were able to rectify a few issues on last Friday night, which worked. So we'll continue to work on that. But that was a disappointing aspect early in the year, and that's one small part of the jigsaw puzzle that we're trying to get right.
Just on Brad again, I think it was Matthew Lloyd last night spoke about potential for a fresh approach and fresh ideas. Is it about fresh ideas or just doing what you know better?
Well, I think you summed it up pretty well. We know exactly what needs to be done. What we've done at times has worked really well. We know stacks up. We need to get more consistent as players in doing that, and as a footy club in doing that. With a younger list, that's at times difficult to do, but that's what we're training, and that's what we're hoping to do more and more on weekends. So we'll go to work. We've got full belief in our system and structure, and like I said, we know it stacks up because it's done it before, and we look forward to getting back into that team that is really competitive week in, week out.
Ben Cunnington, is he going to hit you? Is he hitting you up for a loan? And does he need to be just a little bit? I mean, no one can doubt his enthusiasm and his commitment to the cause, but does he need to be a little bit more careful because he must be sitting right on the precipice of a suspension?
Oh yeah, I think in all seriousness, he knows that he doesn't want to tread that line, but he's hard and tough and goes at the footy, and there's one guy that doesn't need financial support. I think it's Cunners.
Just on we talked about David King and Wayne Carey. I think he even gave you a little drive-by in there, just talking about some uncontested stuff. How does that sit with you when you hear that sort of thing about you personally?
Well, it honestly doesn't bother me. Criticism, like I said, will come when you're sitting on the bottom of the ladder, and it's important what we're working on in these four walls and the directions that I get from coaches. And I haven't changed in terms of what I was doing last year and this year, and focused on the pressure, and from last year really wanted to increase that, and actually have done that at times this year. So I'll continue to listen to what the coaches are telling me rather than people that watch bits and pieces of footy.